Hi, it's Olga from SEO Sly. In this video, I will be running a short, I'm not sure it's going to be short, a short SEO audit of the site. I will be auditing the site as I'm recording. I haven't seen that site before, so I may not go as in depth as I would if I were like doing a full SEO audit. That usually takes me like 40 hours or something. So I am doing that to show you my process. I'm doing that to teach you how to quickly spot problems on a site without even spending a lot of time on analyzing the site. So let's get started. This is the website. My first step is always to do the manual review. And while I'm doing the manual review, I usually crawl the site. So let's crawl the site with Screaming Frog. Let me open Screaming Frog. And there are different, of course, different modes in Screaming Frog. You may, for example, want to crawl the sitemap. If the site has the sitemap, let's check robots text and see if the site has a sitemap. Yes, it has sitemap in the standard location. So let's get back to Screaming Frog and let's enter the URL. I have my own configuration of Screaming Frog. I usually render JavaScript. I set the Ajax to be like 5. This is relatively short. I think that Google is spending now less time rendering the site than it used to. I think this was initially shared on YouTube channel. I don't remember the name. Yes, SEO Fight Club, and I think this is definitely true. So 5 seconds to render, and if you want to audit the sitemap, you want to check crawl linked XML sitemaps or auto discover, or you can simply paste the XML sitemap URL here if it is like a non-standard one. In this case, that should work. And extraction. So yeah, this is like I won't be going into much detail here because this is supposed to be short, but I think it won't. Okay. Start, and the Screaming Frog is crawling. And while it's crawling, I will do a short manual review of the site. So the homepage, what I already see and I like is the site actually has some information about itself. It describes the services, which is great because it is not uncommon to see the homepage that doesn't have any content or just has, for example, like the list of latest articles and no information about itself. This is something that this site is doing great. Since I'm on the homepage, let's check the structure of headings. So my favorite tool, Chrome Web Developer, information, view document outline. Let's click on view document outline. So boost your website traffic, kind of okay. Of course, the structure of headings maybe in some cases is not correct, but I think this is not something that Google will pay so much attention to. It is nice to have a correct structure of headings, but I think it is more important to have like the right content in headings, to use headings the way they should be used, which is to divide specific sections of the site, to use them as, I would say, as chapters in the book. Maybe this one, follow us, navigation, where is it placed? Okay, so footer elements are marked with headings. This isn't like the tragic thing to do, so I won't be complaining about that. One thing I see, the link to home is through text, through anchor text of home, which is probably not the most optimal way of using internally anchored text to the homepage. Probably it would be better to link it through the brand name or brand name plus SEO agency, depending on the site. So homepage. And we see the home link here as well. So I would change that into something different. I think on my site it is SEO Sly simply. About us. Having an about page that really talks about who's behind the site is great for EAT and generally for making user potential client trust you. What I would add here more is I would add actual images of people working here, maybe image of the office. This will, I think, make the credibility of this site a little bit higher. For example, on my about page, I stuffed my about page with information about myself, but this is done on purpose. I've been working with Jason Barnard, and this is like about page. My about page is my entity home, where all the information Google can collect about me sits here, so that Google can connect the dots. Also through schema, there is added like all the information that should be added here. This is done for Google to connect the dots. And as you can see, I am talking about myself. I am implementing my videos. I am adding links to articles I wrote on other pages. I am adding links to articles where I'm cited, shows where I appear. This is really helping like both Google and my potential clients, users to see that I am actually a real person, and this is this EEAT experience, expertise, authority, or authoritativeness, and trustworthiness type of thing. So this is something I would change. About services. Okay, so we have services, 3 service pages. Social media marketing agency in Delhi. It looks like this is the keyword this page wants to rank for, which is okay, because it is not uncommon for me to see the site that has a lot of pages, and those pages aren't really mapped or optimized for any specific keywords. And like the first thing you should do when creating a site or auditing a site or creating a strategy for a site should be to crawl the site, list all the URLs, and map the keywords. Okay, so this page wants to rank for this keyword. Of course, I'm talking about keywords, but I'm aware, and you should also be aware, that it is not about keywords that much anymore, but about topics, entities. So you have to keep that in mind. I'm talking keywords because this is the way I want to refer to that, but I'm aware that this is not about keywords anymore. But those keywords, those topics, you need to have the information that you want to rank for, that this is the topic of the page. Because if you don't place that keyword, that topic in the strategic places like title, meta description, content, headings, Google won't really know what this page is about. So about services pages, SEO agency in Delhi. I think this is the okay. So best SEO agency in Delhi. So since this is the first piece of text, I would probably just use this SEO agency in Delhi because this is like adding some, I would say, noise to the first heading, and the first heading is like the most important piece of information. Here it is done. Okay, SEO agency in Delhi. Not necessarily. I'm not sure if we want to have like all in caps, but something to probably take account of. So we have FAQs, which is nice. FAQs usually are added with JavaScript. Let me disable JavaScript for a second and see if that's the case here. And in an ideal world, they should be expanded by default without JavaScript. If they aren't, then it means that Google can see the content only after JavaScript has been executed. I'm not saying this is bad, but you want to always, if there is such an implementation that content is added after JavaScript has been executed, you want to check whether actually this content has been indexed by Google. So the easiest thing to do is to simply copy the entire block of text, edit with JavaScript, and simply paste it into Google in quotation marks. And yes, we can see that Google can see that, and so Google doesn't have problems with indexing that content. And that's okay. That's what I wanted to know. So 3 service pages, blocks, 3 service pages, and I'm pretty sure I know what they want to rank for. Google AdWords, maybe that's the keyword, but I would consider maybe making it Google Ads. Depends on keyword research and what we found in keyword research process. Blogs. Okay, so we have blog posts, and here I already see the problem. The site probably doesn't rank for much. This is my intuition. I will check that in just a second with in Ahrefs, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't rank for much because it doesn't have content. So these are like the pillar topics: social media marketing agency, SEO agency, PPC agency. And here, one more thing I'm seeing. PPC agency, I assume this is the keyword you want to rank for. So I would make sure this PPC agency is also added here. So 3 pillar topics. And the only way, possible way I know of to be able to rank for those keywords is, unless they are very low competition, but I guess they aren't, is to have a supporting content in the form of blog. You can do it in the form of articles, blog posts. You can do it in the form of pages which are linked internally, siloed. In the case of this site, it can be, you can have 3 blog categories. You can have category PPC, you can have category SEO, and social media. You may add, you may make those categories. For example, you can add a canonical tag from each of those categories and point it to the service page. That's an idea. You don't have to do that. You can have them indexable, and you have to start writing around those topics. And you have to beat those topics to death. I would say, I don't know, 50 articles about each of those 3 topics, supporting articles that would link to your page, to your service page, that would link to one another. So all the articles from social media category should link to other social media category social media articles that are like relevant in text. Ideally in text, you want those to be contextual links, so you want to interlink all of them, and you want them to link back to the service, to the main service page. And the way you select topics, you want to select topics that are easy to win, winnable, long tail probably. So let's say social media PPC. So you simply go into Ahrefs, you type PPC, and you are looking for topics that are relatively easy to win. I guess you are in India, so let's choose India PPC. This is not an in-depth keyword research. That in mind, PPC, matching terms, questions. You can choose keyword difficulty to be like 15, so easy, relatively easy to win keywords. You can sort them by okay. And you simply look for something that makes sense, something that's winnable, and you simply start writing articles around that. So difference between OPC and PPC. Oh, this is probably this is probably not the type of content you want to write, because this is not the not the not the right topic, PPC contents, shape PPC. So it looks like in the case of India, this is not necessarily PPC has a different meaning. Let's increase that keyword difficulty. PPC. And yeah, PPC. What happened to PPC? PPC kit, PPC. So maybe I may look for something like Google Ads, because of course you probably can find good keywords if you dig deeper. How can ads help you advance your business goals? So this one, probably you may write an article, an in-depth article about that. Let's check what's ranking. Let's check what's ranking, and we will know whether this is potentially something. As you can see, the pages that rank have Ahrefs rank relatively high, which means they are not very high competition. Like if the Ahrefs rank is in millions, then this is usually a new site. DR is also like 18. Here is like Shopify, but not so high DR sites, not many backlinks. So I would say this is one of the potential topics you can use, and you may consider like switching your main service keywords to something with Google Ads. So yeah, in-depth keyword research has to be done. Nice articles have to be written, and they have to be interlinked with one another. And this is, like, I would say, the most important takeaway from this review. Okay, let's quickly check Screaming Frog if there is something interesting here. Maybe there is, but I think this is too small of a site to really see anything meaningful in Screaming Frog. So HTML. As you can see, there are that many pages, so not so many. Yeah, probably all of the pages I saw. So you may just see, okay, HTTP. I can see HTTP URLs. So you want to like review all those reports. You may start with reviewing issues. This is usually what I do. But of course, if you are reviewing issues that the tool is highlighting, you always need to use your human brain, because very often these are not the issues, or the scope of that issues is minimal. So for example, H1 tag missing. Okay, so you may probably want to add an H tag here. Let's check if there is an H1 tag actually here. So web developer information, view document outline. Yeah, there is no H1 tag. So that's something you may add, but I doubt this will be like so transformational. I'm sorry, I think this is my dog. Missing alt text. Yeah, something probably to be added. And in the case of that site, I would say missing content is the biggest issue. And yeah, missing a quick way, if this is such a small site, you can quickly check if there is alt text by simply going to, again, Chrome Web Developer, images, display alt attributes. I think that was it. And you see, okay, no alt here, no alt in logo. So a quick thing. Of course, that won't work if the site has millions of pages. You won't be doing that manually. Then you will probably want to rely on the Screaming Frog image report. But that's okay. I was supposed not to talk so much. So overall, I checked the site, and I think missing content, focused content, optimized content is the biggest takeaway. Create new content that's actually like in-depth, long, interlinks. And here I can see, for example, there is this author box. I would probably want to add some description of this author, why this author is writing about that, what's this author's expertise, experience, to kind of boost the credibility of that post. So, and here probably how many pages, how many words. So I'm not saying that word count is something that matter, that you always need to have 200, 2000 words, but you probably want to, if you choose a keyword, let's say this is the keyword of your choice, you want to analyze the pages that rank, and you want to see how many words they have. If they all have 3000 words, then probably you also want to have 3000 words or more. So this is the number one article, and this is number two article. Oh, this one, it looks like this is going to be an easy phrase to rank in India, because these are like very, very short articles that do not look like someone has really worked on them that much. So that's good. That's good for you. So, okay. Coming back to the word count, you can use Surfer SEO, which will analyze SERPs for you and suggest the number of words you should use. But of course, treat that with a pinch of salt. Okay, so that's all for this quick SEO audit. I hope you have enjoyed it and you learned a lot. See you in the next audit. Bye bye.